High Ticket AI Systems Podcast.
Welcome back to the High Ticket AI Systems Podcast. Everyone, please welcome the one and only Mr. Glen Fields. Glen, welcome to the show, my friend. How you doing today?
Thanks, Jordan. I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Happy to have you on. Now, can you give us some context as to essentially what the company does and who you guys serve best?
Absolutely. We're a big deal agency. It's a funny name. It's just something that's stuck with us, and we just never went away from it. We've been in business for 14 years. Started out as just a referral-based agency, just doing PPC for all the big houses down here in South Florida. We kind of grew out of that into a full-service agency because, well, frankly, a lot of the clients that were working for the big agencies just getting organic SEO, getting backlinking, some web development stuff done. They were just not happy with the results. I've never met anybody who was ever happy with organic SEO results. It's an 8-month process of KTPs, landing pages, blogs. Then Google changes its algorithm. You're back to page 120. So after, clients tend to not like that. So when that is compared with PPC, which is literally you turn it on and you start getting results the same day, of course, clients prefer this, and then they went with us. And we just started getting more and more clients leaving these big agencies and coming to us. But with these accounts came a lot more asks. Like they wanted to do web development, they wanted to do event management, they wanted full social media management, graphic design, branding, email marketing. So we had to build all that in-house. And before we kind of knew it, we were a full service shop on our own. And that's kind of how we came to the iteration of big deal that we are today.
No, thanks for all the context there. To help out like our audience understand, like if they were a full service agency or possibly thinking about expanding services, can you give us an idea of like how the pricing is structured? Not exact, of course, but like how it's structured from if we're doing Google PPC, it's typically X. If you want the full shebang, we bill on X hours, or it's a like price per service type of thing.
That's a great question. And it's a great question because a lot of agencies, especially startups, get this wrong. Marketing is not a one-size-fits-all offer. There's a lot of marketing agencies out there that kind of spin up from this idea of, hey, we do one thing, and this just applies to all of our clients across the board. It just doesn't work like that. Yeah, I mean, there's niche down marketing agencies that just do one thing for one specific client, and they find reasonable success in that. But if you really want to stick in this field for a long time and have a wide vertical of clients in many different fields, then you really have to approach every account, not from a standpoint of what you do, what you offer and what your best ticket is from what they need. I've transitioned the agency from kind of a retainer-based model where we just charge a client a certain amount per month to an hours-based model. So we still charge a retainer. The retainer is the same every month, so we don't send clients a surprise bill, but everything is based on a monthly chunk of hours that are dedicated to that account, and it's a blended agency rate. So that blended agency rate of a chunk of hours can go towards web development. It can go towards email marketing. It could go towards brand development. It could go towards our bread and butter, targeted advertising, hyper-targeted advertising, retargeting. When we meet with a client, we sit down, we have a conversation, kind of like the conversation we're having now, where we hear the pain points. We listen to them. Okay, what's going on? What stage of the business are you in? Are you just starting out? Are you a well-funded startup? Have you been in business for a while? You're kind of splitting off and starting to do your own thing. Have you, kind of like us, have you referred on referrals for most of your existence, and now you really want to build out a recurring revenue system? Where are you? And how are you getting clients now? What is your cost per acquisition? What is your lifetime value for a customer? So once we kind of start delving into all these questions, you'd be surprised how many owners just don't have the answers to that. And that's perfectly fine. We kind of know where to start. How do we charge? I mean, it's a really long-winded way of saying that we have a blended agency rate, and we develop that agency rate to every service that we offer, depending on what the client needs. Let's
Gotcha.
say if a client comes in and they have no branding, their website is from 1998 and plays music when you click on it. They have no Google listings. They have no LSA if they're doing local products or services. Then we devote the first month or two or three to kind of building all that up for them. And we explain that to them from the start. Like, hey, we can press play and start running targeted advertising right now, but you're going to have a huge no-show rate. Your price per lead, your price per acquisition is going to be enormous just because you don't have that brand affinity. People are going to look at your website and be like, nah, I don't want to work with these people. So we take those upfront hours to really build everything up for them, to build up the brand affinity, to build up the brand presence, to make them a thought and industry leader, and then we turn on the spigot and start driving leads. Or if they have everything established and we kind of took a look at it and said, you know what, other than minor tweaks here and there, like you really guys have everything together, you're ready to start the lead. Then we start that from the very beginning. We just start running that. And as the client evolves, as the projects evolve, of course, there's other needs that come up. And we look at it from, okay, can we fill that need from an existing retainer standpoint, or do we need to push them to a higher level? We also look at that from the standpoint of how many hours we're actually spending on an account. If we're consistently overspending hours on an account, and we're just doing a whole lot of things that really were not in the original scope of work, like there's a lot of scope creep from the client, or maybe we're just doing kind of a lot more things to get them to where they need to be. Then after a few months, we have an honest conversation and say like, hey, you know what? We're signed up for 50 hours a month. We're blowing past 100 every single month. So let's look at a few different options. Let's just up our retainer so we can cover all that. You do need it because you're actually getting results with us, or let's kind of tone down the scope of services and start getting within the scope of work. Yeah.
When you present that right there, what are typically the responses you get? Like, there, I'm billing you for 50, but we're doing 100. Obviously, you're getting results. I think we should continue, but we're gonna have to actually charge you for the work that we're doing now. Are business owners, receptive to that, or it's like, oh, blah blah blah? Like, how do you feel like they respond?
There's all kinds of business leaders out there, but what I find to be the most consistent response is, yeah, you know what, I'm aware. Your guys are giving me presentations every week or every other week, once a month, depending on the tier of the client, and we're very upfront with reporting the hours. Every single meeting that we have with a client where we were presenting results, we also present what we did in this time frame since the last meeting, where the hours went, where we're spending, and what the hours are that we're billing for versus what the hours are that we're spending. So if we're overspending for a client, the client has that idea. They're like, okay, you know what? I know you guys have been going above and beyond, and that's how they treat it. Like, hey, you guys are going above and beyond consistently to get me to where I want to be. I'm happy with the results. I can reinvest it and push you guys up. I mean, of course, there's always some price point resistance, and there's a little bit of back and forth, but I would say in the 14 years, I could probably count on one hand how many clients were like, no, I don't, I'm getting a ton of results, but I don't want to pay more. So let's just scope down the services and let's get less results. People just don't think that way.
Gotcha. I think it's very, very important, especially from like a Google Ads perspective, when you are running, either search results or LSA ads. If you don't have, or LSA are ads, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
If you don't have a good branding presence, a good website, a good case study page, testimonials, et cetera, if you are in the home improvement space, because I used to work in that space, they immediately just I guess hit the website and leave. Right? Like, oh, this looks like garbage. It's not
Yep.
trustworthy. Whatever
Mhm.
the case is. And I'm not sure if you know this saying, or I'm sure you do, but if you want to give a dog a medicine, you have to like wrap it in bacon or something like
Mhm.
that. And it's
Yep.
kind of like how it is with business. Like, they want ads, they want more sales. Like, I want more sales for you. But if we run ads to this website, nobody's getting sales. Like we have to change, this. And that's like the medicine, the website, and then what they want, which is the bacon, and that's the ads. Do you find that like coaching that mindset has been a challenge, or do you feel like it's dialed in, you know how to present that as the solution while still kind of giving them what they want? Or do they, I guess, have a flawed mindset and don't understand that concept?
Again, it depends on the client, and both parts of your question are absolutely correct. Yeah, we've done this a lot, and we're very straightforward. We're upfront, and we're very blunt when it comes to a client's current online presence. And because that is something that matters to us because that affects our results. If every client that we're taking on, where we're kind of becoming their de facto marketing department, we're becoming their in-house marketing department. And if we're not meeting the goals that we ourselves set, then we're really not being successful for the client, and nobody wins there. So if we believe that a horrendous current online presence and horrendous branding is going to shoot ourselves in the foot if we continue it, then it's our responsibility to bring that to the client. Yeah, there's always some pushback there. I mean, I think a lot of people who come to us specifically, they've been kind of coached by the constant Instagram ads of that turnkey marketing agency that says, I'm going to get you 1,000 clients in 3 days or your money back. And people kind of come to us with this idea. I was like, well, why can't you guys do that? And I mean, and I just kind of, I mean, my response to that is like, hey, you know what? If these guys were that good, then they wouldn't need to advertise. They would all be retired, living Miami millionaire lifestyles. The fact that they're pounding you with advertising, claiming these completely unrealistic results, should tell you that they have no way of meeting them. In reality, getting to where you need to be as a business is a multi-step process. We can help you with the marketing side of it from start to finish, but there's also a whole lot of issues within the business that need to be ironed out. How's your fulfillment? How's your delivery? How's your sales cycle? All these things we kind of look at and we consult on, because every step from first touch point to sale is a ladder. And it's a very predictable step on every ladder of that process. And if somewhere it's really, really falling off, like let's say ton of qualified traffic to the site, we're identifying ICPs. ICPs are filling out a lead form. They all seem to be in the market, and it's just nobody's converting. Okay, then the disconnect is somewhere in the sales process or in your offer. So let's revisit that. Let's see where. Let's review the calls. Let's see what's happening in products. Okay, like we've had an e-commerce site about 9 months ago. Beauty products e-commerce site. We built the funnel for them. We clicked start, and ton of traffic, qualified, kind of meeting the metrics of some of our other e-commerce clients, but nobody's buying anything. Like nobody. That's bizarre. So I actually went in there myself one evening, and I tried ordering from the site. They have shipping to the US disabled. And we are advertising in US only. I mean, I was just like, really, guys? Like, how many times have we asked you that this is working? And you said yes. Like that personally pisses me off, because those are a week and a half of our work that went to nothing. We wasted the client's money, and it's and at the end of the day, we're still responsible for this. So, but it's kind of things like that. I was like, hey, like every piece of it has to work. And I mean, really, even though it was 100% on the client, I still had I had an offhand meeting with the team, and I was like, hey guys, gotta check that stuff. All right. Like, even though it's not our responsibility, it still kind of is. So let's do it.
Glenn, there's so many things I want to say. Let's go back to the guarantee for a second.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
When I first started my agency 6 years ago, and like with courses, the online gurus, that's essentially what they teach. Like, if you have no results, no money, no anything, like slap a guarantee on there to like ease the worry or like the fear on behalf of businesses. And I think now that I'm a little more sophisticated than 6 years ago, I think
Mhm.
the more we slap guarantees on things, the more sophisticated that prospect is, the more they run away, and the more they move away from guarantees. For your guarantee right here, Glenn, is I've been in business for 14 years. Like, obviously, I'm doing something right. I'm not going to take advantage of you. I'm not going to take your money and run. Like, you don't last in business for over a decade if you're, taking advantage of folks. Like, that's your guarantee right there. On the back half, the second thing I wanted to say is I feel like you and I kind of get along in this sense of like, I care about like getting results more
Mhm.
than like landing new clients, right? Because the
Yeah.
fact that you ran the Google PPC campaign for that, for the
Mhm.
e-commerce business, they didn't allow US shipping. It's like you took full responsibility of like, we wasted a week and a half. You didn't get the result that, we wanted for you. Like I'm like angry about that. Like, what the hell is
Mhm.
going on? And I feel like that right there just shows that you care about results way more than like client acquisition. Because if you're doing great work, if you're getting great results for your clients, like those are your best salespeople. They just keep on giving you more business, referrals,
Mhm.
relationships, at least on our end. Like if we do great work, we always get intros.
Yep.
Is that
Mhm.
kind of how it's working at your agency?
Well, yeah. I mean, like I always say, the CAC for a client that you already have is 0. And I mean, I repeat that to my team. I repeat my fulfillment team. They look for upsell opportunities. Like there's always a bonus involved if somebody finds an opportunity to upsell. Like we're upselling a major client right now, for basically all the way from a tier 3 all the way to a tier 1. They came to us with this. They asked like, "Hey, we want more from you because we like what we see. We feel like we're just kind of getting a sampler on a small retainer. We want more of your team. Like, how much more can you grow our brand?" So, I mean, I got my strategist involved. We had a great meeting with the team. She just kind of went wild with projections and what we can do, and I mean, they just loved it. But yeah, I mean, there is no client acquisition cost for keeping clients happy, and there's no way that you're going to keep clients happy. You just care about the sales, and then you kind of fall off and you don't care about the results. It's our reputation. It's our longevity with clients. Like our oldest client has been with us for we're getting close to 11 years. The second oldest client's been with us for 7. Okay, you don't keep clients for that long if you sign a contract and then disappear. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of marketing companies do.
It, g- Getting back to that point,
Mhm.
you, industry average, your cost of acquisition is going to be around the same as everybody else's, right? Like just more or less right around the same. Like whether it's do outbound, it's going to be average for the outbound, or if you're running meta ads, it'll be average on meta ads, whatever. But LTV, like what you just said, that is infinitely scalable. Like that number can always go up. There is no cap to how many times people renew their term or pay for an upsell offer. I really feel like are both important. Absolutely. But like just from a business standpoint, they can spend infinite dollars with me. Like let's focus on how to get that process dialed in. And the way you do that is like having a great team in place that cares about results, that understands like the business problems to solve those before the business comes to us saying, "Hey, here's a problem. Like let's fix it."
Mhm.
It's like proactive leadership in a sense, right? And I feel like, I mean, I have no idea what the end goal is for you, and I can definitely ask that. But like from an enterprise standpoint, like businesses or like I don't know, private equity firms, they look at like two numbers, right? What's your CAC, right? What's the cost to acquire a customer, and how much that customer spent with you over a lifetime? Like the bigger that gap, you know,
Mhm.
more EBITDA or more equity value. I think people just simply forget. Like we really only like the activities we do in a business are only for those two numbers, right? Like keeping customers happy, adding on more services, hiring great staff is all for either decreasing CAC or increasing LTV. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Kind of
Yeah.
went on a tangent there, but yeah, any feedback thoughts there?
No, no, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I started this agency because, I mean, well, number one, because yeah, I was in PR and we were just starting out. Like I was literally one of the clients asked to if we can do some PPC for them. It was before really it was a thing. The CEO of the company asked me to take a look at it and learn it. I learned it, and basically in a year I had my own company. He was out of business. Um, I I asked him a number of times to pivot. He was dead set on just, hey, you know what? PR is just smiling and dialing. You pick up the phone, you call a publication to get your to get your client featured. I'm like, that's not the future, Ed. Like, you can go directly to customers. Like, you can direct to clients and target them right where they are. We can bypass the whole media angle. But yeah, I mean, I started the agency because I saw there was a need for this kind of proactive approach for accountability. Like, I come from government work. I was in the foreign service. Like, I learned accountability from very early on. And when I got into PR and I got into advertising marketing, like, I just saw that wasn't a concept in this field. And why not? It just seems like every big marketing agency that I worked with at the time, the expectation was like, hey, you know what? Just shut up and pay your bill. And if you really, really care about what we're doing, we're going to sit down with you for an hour, throw you a whole bunch of terms you don't understand, and you're just going to sit there and nod, and that'll be the end of the meeting. We'll reconvene in a few months when you don't see any results, and we're going to do the same thing to you. I'm just like, why is it only like this? And co-founder and I and a few people who kind of wanted to join our program, we really bought into this idea. And this idea sticks with me to this day. I mean, 14 years later, I still maintain that all of my CSMs have to create handwritten reports. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of ways to automate it. There's a ton of ways to just send it directly to the client. I'm like, no, you're not going to do that. You're going to use PowerPoint, and you're going to actually sit. If you are copy pasting numbers, I still want you to copy paste them into the report and present it in a way that clearly shows that you put this together. You didn't have a computer or AI put it together. So you can speak to every single number. You can explain what that number means, why it's good for the client, and be responsible and be able to explain every single hour of every single task that we spent since the last time we met with the client. And that's most of the feedback that I get from clients is like, I actually know what you guys are doing and I understand every single day. So, and I'm proud of that because that culture has seeped into everybody who works with us now, and they buy into it as well.
That's freaking awesome, man. And I actually learned this semi recently, but service isn't just the result that you're delivering. And the best way I can explain this is like a Starbucks analogy, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you walk into Starbucks or walk into a new company, like how long is the line? How
Yeah.
clean is the
Mm-hmm.
environment? How was the barista whenever I spoke with her? How long did it take to get my drink out? Did the drink taste good? Like, I'm not only buying a Starbucks drink because it tastes good. I'm
Yeah.
also like factoring in all of these different things. And I bring this up because of like the personal PowerPoint presentation with the CSM actually crafting it by hand. Your clients notice that. Like, don't get that twisted. They absolutely freaking notice
Yep.
that. They took the time to create this. And just like the Starbucks line or the cleanliness, like everything your agency and even mine does,
Mm-hmm.
it's being accounted for.
Yes.
It took me a long time to realize that because I just played baseball at elite level for a long time. All I cared about was like getting the result, right? Like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't care about anything else but like getting the result. And initially when I started, it was more so, I guess the same thing. Like I just like, you paid for X services, I'm going to give you Y result. But now it's like there's so many other skills and other, I guess, aspects to the business that I think I'm a lot better at now. But of course, we're always improving. It's just, there's a lot that goes into it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Absolutely. Hey, you know, when you go to a 5-star hotel versus a Motel 6, and I had the pleasure of staying in a Motel 6 in Seattle about a month ago, my wonderful CSM got us in a Motel 6 for a client meeting. I will never let her live that down. But really, what I notice the difference in is, I mean, it's okay, like rooms, whatever. You know what? You hardly ever spend time in the room. The difference is in the customer service. The difference in how people greet you. The difference is in how the lobby looks. About how you're catered on hand and foot. Like that's what makes a difference between between a Motel 6 and a 5-star hotel. It's not so much the room itself. And I mean, we translate that as well. Like, hey, why you and I are 100% responsible for the difference in creating a 1-star or 5-star service for our clients. It's not the results, it's the service. So if we can create a service where they feel heard, understood, where they feel like every dollar of their marketing spend that they spend with us, we truly care about. And if we can really communicate that culture to them, not just through words, but through actions, through proactivity, through our presentations and kind of like how we hand deliver them, then clients value that. I mean, I hate to say it, they value that more than results. Clients will stay for a company that is not producing, but has a great relationship with you over a company that is producing well, but just doesn't seem to care about you whatsoever.
If you're a number in the system, and kind of like with like working for a large enterprise or corporation versus working with a smaller company or agency, whatever the case is, because like you're recognized, like your work is meaningful, and you actually feel that, you know. Getting back to relationships, like I come from a hardcore door-to-door sales background where it was one call or one not closes, you know, and now kind of moving into a higher ticket item, I've realized that like relationships are like vastly important. You know, like if you start just selling and pitching your stuff
Mhm.
immediately, like people are so turned off and like they tune you out. On the flip side of that, like if you actually truly care about somebody, like put the relationship forward, the person on the other end of that notices. Like they see you like being a real genuine human being and not like just trying to sell them something or like get them to purchase your upsell if it's a CSM relationship or situation. I feel like did you always have that? Like going with your PR or I guess going back to your PR marketing firm, or is that something that you had to like learn along the way?
Uh, I would not say that I've ever been a natural salesperson. It's never been my forte. Like I've always been kind of the like I've always been the strategist. I've been the executor of campaigns. I've been the person who motivates teams. Like I a CEO title with a COO heart. Um, and I really I approach every business development call, and I mean, thankfully I'm in the position of not having to do a lot of those myself anymore. Frankly, none. I mean, I've got an incredible, talented biz dev team with me. But whenever they ask me to to kind of play backup on a call for a client that they want my expertise in, I jump in and I don't talk sales. I really try to get into the mind of what this client needs and just spitball some of the things that we can do for them. And before I know it, I mean, before I know it, I've been talking to for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and I'm just talking about the potential of their business and what they can do with our help. I think clients really feed off of that, and it's not done on purpose. It's not disingenuous. Like I genuinely get to a point where I'm excited to work with them. Like they haven't signed yet, and I'm already thinking about the relationship in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Like where are we going to be in 2 years with this person? How many more affiliates are they going to open up? Are they going to open up franchises in another country? What's their CAC going to be in a year and a half? That's how I approach new business. That's how I approach talking to really every client I have. And that I feel like comes naturally because I'm passionate about what I do.
No, for sure. And then you brought up something important that I think the audience would love to understand.
Mhm.
From the biz development side, are they full like account executives or like they go out there and hunt deals, run the sales process, or do they hunt deals and then kind of bring that person to you?
There's a lot of different activities within biz dev. I mean, inbound, outbound, referrals. I mean, I have a talented biz dev department that handles all of it. We work with a few different vendors who bring us leads. Of course, we run some of the leads ourselves. There's a very important aspect of actually having a vendor bring your own leads so that you're not your own customer. I've learned that the hard way. It's like if you're asking a fulfillment team for whom more leads and more sales just means more work to put their effort into doing and to basically bringing themselves more work, the results are disastrous. But if you find a good vendor who you have a good relationship with, who can actually do that for you, and they're running the B2B side of things while you're servicing your clients, it winds up being a really good relationship. I have my outsourced vendors working with my biz dev team. I have my in-house ad buyers kind of running oversight, but they're not running things, but they're overseeing things just to make sure that everything is on the up and up. I'm in there quite a bit, but I try to be hands off because try to let the professionals do their work. And yeah, I mean, I'm notified of results. I'm notified of when a client really needs to hear from a C-level person to sign. I review their work. Sometimes I jump in late at night and do a proposal just because I enjoy doing that as well. And I mean, I try to be hands on. I mean, as far as how they get leads, there's a variety of ways. There's outbound, inbound, referral. We have several. I call them Rolodex salespeople. Uh, Basically, outside salespeople who are experts in a certain vertical. Like for example, they know everybody in the marine industry down here in South Florida. They go to every show. They go to every boating event, and they shake hands with all the movers and shakers, and they just know when to pitch us the right way. Then I've got another Rolodex salesperson who knows everybody in the sports arena. Like they've gotten us the Florida Panthers, and they've gotten us IndyCar. They just kind of they shake hands, they make the right introductions, and we pay them for that introduction.
That's actually really unique. Yeah, partnerships can definitely go along with the right strategic
Yep.
partnerships.
Mhm.
On that note, Glenn, I guess looking forward over the next 12 months, if you had to pinpoint like one thing that you would love the company to achieve, what would that one thing be?
Man, I have so many goals. I think we'll be here for another hour. Um, what I would really love to do is get a consistent and repeatable cost per acquisition for our tier one clients. I mean, tier ones are like our highest level clients, and the sales cycle for them is quite long. And what I find is that we're not the best at signing tier ones from the start. We're very good about signing a tier two or a tier three, and then kind of like what I talked about earlier, showing them the value and bringing them up that way. I mean, my goal over the next 6 months to a year is really kind of hammer down my biz dev team to get a repeatable process for signing tier ones. The amount of work that we put in for tier ones, twos, and threes does not translate in a linear manner. So, I mean, by the amount of what we can offer and by the amount of talent that I can devote to a certain team, tier ones are really our best clients.
Who would you say is the best fit on like employee standpoint, ballpark rev standpoint? Who's best suited for a tier one?
For so a number of different verticals. So in the automotive arena, I'd say either a manufacturer, a parts manufacturer. Like we work with a tire manufacturer. We used to consult for IndyCar. Like a parts or an automotive products manufacturer with a nationwide, worldwide footprint would be a good tier one. A rental agency with a few different locations, basically like a fleet management company that manages of 100 plus vehicles. In the let's say in the education field, it would probably be a well-funded private school or an education management company that runs a few different locations. Just somewhere where we can work with a variety, with basically a few different locations at the same time.
Gotcha. Understood. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Um, I guess out of curiosity, have you thought about anything about approaching that, I guess, segment of the market or segment of the like those verticals to land tier one?
We do that now. I mean, our lead gen and our inbound and outbound efforts target both verticals.
Gotcha.
And again, I mean, I find that the majority of our clients kind of land in that tier two to tier three arena, and then we work with them. And when I'm not going to say if when they're happy with what we do, we eventually push them up to a tier one. I mean, I'm very happy with where the agency is right now. I mean, I'm noticing steady growth, and I mean, of course, I have some growth metrics in mind and where I'd like the company to be. But as far as the direction that we're heading, I'm very happy with. Like, if there's one thing that I feel like we could do better in is a a, uh, a repeatable approach to getting tier ones through the door.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for the context there. Let's see, Glenn, I enjoyed the conversation. I do wish you had more time. Where could they find you if they wanted to explore more of your work?
Bigdealagency.com. I'm very, very lucky to have gotten that URL when gotten that domain back when it was available. I imagine it would be like a few 100,000 by now. But yeah, the bigdealagency.com. They can find us on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. Uh, I do like a mini episode podcast on social media now through Instagram Reels, where we just talk about questions that really clients ask us, and it's been getting pretty good, getting pretty good feedback so far. But yeah, our website is about a year old now. We were completely revamped our website. We put a ton of case studies over the last 14 years in there, so it's a great place to see what we do, to see how we can help any type of business, and go forward and book a call with one of our very, very talented salespeople.
Amazing. Glenn, thanks for joining the show, my man. I had a ton of fun, learned a lot with you. We'll have to be back on like 12 months or so to kind of see what the business is, but nonetheless, thank you, my man.
All right, hey, thanks so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Audience, till next time.
Yeah. Bye bye.